Hi everyone and welcome to Stamp with Angela. This is Angela Palmer and I'm excited to be here with you today for today's live. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator based on the North Shore in Auckland, New Zealand, and I enjoy coming live to you to share some ideas to help you with your card making, paper crafting and scrapbooking and things as well. So thank you for being here, whether you are joining me on Facebook or YouTube. Maybe you're live or maybe you're watching the recording. I appreciate you coming along. So today I'm going to be sharing a technique with you called shadow stamping. It was something that I did last week with my coffee and cards. And it's a fun technique to do, which kind of adds a little bit of dimension to your image and things. And you don't need too many, things to be able to do it. Basically, some stamp and ink and cardstock, obviously, and away you go. So I'm going to show you what we did in coffee and cards. I'm going to change it up a little bit and then show you other variations so you can use other colors and things too. So I hope you find it useful and it will inspire you with some of your cards too. So if you're joining me today, let me know that you're here. Let me know where you're from. Hi, Elizabeth. Thank you for joining me. Others I see are coming on as well, so I appreciate you being here. If you've just joined, come in. I'm sharing today about shadow stamping. All right, excellent. Linda's here too. It's looking and sounding great. That's always reassuring. You never quite go with technology, or never quite know. About 20 minutes ago, I had no power, no internet. But that is because we've got workmen at our house putting in a heat pump, and then the power went off because obviously they're putting things in, but it was like, hopefully I don't lose you and we're all good for half an hour. They knew I needed to go online. So let's hope it's all okay and they can do what they need to do in the meantime. All right, so let's have a look. Oh, Sue's joining us today. Hi, Sue. Great to see you. Good to see a few of you here. More coming in. Excellent. All right, so let me change my screen and I will show you what we're going to do today and we'll get started. All right, here we go. So in the mini catalogue, one of my favorite suites is it's called the Nature Walk suite, and it has the Nature Symphony stamps and dies, which I have used in the past. I did with my online catalogue launch and other lives and things as well, because I really like using it and it's got a lot of versatility. So this is the card that we made at Coffee and Cards. Hi Donna, thank you for joining me as well. It's great to have lots of you here live today. Awesome. So this is the card that we made at Coffee and Cards. So Coffee and Cards are a note card, so they're a little bit smaller. And that stamp fits quite nicely, circle punch. And I'm also using, as you might have seen, I've used recently, the Fabulous Sayings stamp set. I love this too. This is it here. We've got some bigger font and then we've got some smaller font. So, it gives you some options. Obviously, some of the sentiments are quite long. Doesn't quite work for this particular card, but the hello, the thank you work really well. Or you can use other sentiments you've got. And I'm mostly using this here. All right. So not using the dies, but obviously, they're very good as well. So for today's card, I'm using some Crumb Cake and I'm using Old Olive. Now to get that shadow stamping, I am using white. Can you see that? Let me try and line it up so it's all good. My camera seems to move a little bit. There we go. All right. And then I've also used a circle punch and some ribbon and then the embellishments. And the embellishments are part of this whole suite. They are called the faux bronze pentagons. They're these ones here. I've been cutting them out because I've been using them for my class too. Okay, so let me get started. Now, particularly with a stamp like this, it is quite a big stamp, and particularly surfaces like these kind of trestle table things, they don't always stamp quite so well. So I highly recommend a paper piercing mat, okay, which is what I'm going to use. Now, what we need to do is we need to stamp in white first. All right, so when it's a big stamp, I actually find it easier to do it this way. because with the big stamp you might rock it and get it all around. So at least with this one in white you can see you know, where the ink is. I'm just wondering if I should do it this way this time. Let's try it. Then we're a little bit different. Maybe like that. All right, make sure you push quite hard. Now it is quite faint, but can you see it? That's the white. Okay, is that the right size? Yeah, it looks a bit smaller. Maybe because of the angle, it doesn't fit quite so well. Maybe we'll turn it over and do it the other way. Or can we angle it more? I'd have to do it. Maybe if we angle it more, like, I don't know, just seems to fit better that way. Okay, let's try that. Okay, pressing hard. Now with your white ink, it is a pigment ink. Looks like it needs a bit of a clean. And so it does take a little bit longer to dry. So just bear that in mind. And you can let it dry. You could dry it with a heat tool, come back to it. I've got one I prepared earlier, which is dry. So we're going to use this. Now I really want to make sure I clean this well because I do not want to get white ink into my stamp pad. So I am going to wipe it. I'm going to wipe it with a chamois. Although I use my stamping scrub, I'm sort of going to try and get a lot of that white off first. Then I'll use my stamping scrub. Do you have one of these? My spray's next door, but I did spray it earlier. So wipe it in that, dry it in that side. There we go. Okay. Now, what we are going to basically do before I ink it up is line it up over the top. And then ever so slightly, you're going to move it to the side. I personally like to move it to the left. And that way, if you look very carefully, can you see how some of the white is showing through with the old olive on top? And I've just remembered, this is a small one, and I was going to make a big one. Going to make a big card. So, after inking all that, we're going to do it again. Now I've cleaned it, we're going to ink it again. And this time, yeah, I am going to do it like this. Yeah, I don't know. I guess the way this particular stamp goes, it looks better like that. Right, there we go. Then we're going to clean that again. Clean it with my chamois. Clean it with my stamping scrub as well, just to make sure it's all clean. Then I'll use my old olive. Okay, again, I have prepared one earlier. Oh, that one does go the other way. Oh, well, let's see how that goes. So, same thing applies. Ink it up. I'm going to really stand up for this one and see if I can. So I'm going to line it up directly on the top. So I tend to like looking to see if the stalk, stem, what do you want to call it, is lined up. And then these are lined up. And then I'm going to move it ever so slightly to the side and just sort of check the top of each. Nothing like pressure on a video. See how that looks. I think, oh, that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. Look at that. Now, I don't know if you can see. Some angles are better than others, but I can definitely see that white. Now, what I'm going to do on this one is I'm just going to stamp this on its own so you can kind of see the difference. So can you see? It kind of gives you that effect, like, I don't know if I can zoom in, but yeah, it looks quite different. All right, then carrying on with my card. Sorry, I have not been looking at comments because I have been concentrating lots. All right, lots of people saying hello. Awesome. Lots of you joining today. That's so great to see. So this is what it's just like with the one layer. This is with the shadow stamping, so you can see how it looks. Then I am going to get a scrap piece of white. I'm going to go with the thank you. I'm going to stamp it in old olive and just cleaning it because I don't want to get other colours in it. We'll do it, oh, here and all. Perfect. cut it out with my punch. I love my punches because they're quick and easy to cut out. Obviously the dies can sometimes, what's the word? Add a bit of like stitch layering stuff around it, but this is quick and easy. I'm going to sponge around the edge a bit. So I'm bringing in that old olive. And this time I'm going to put it onto white. And then I'm going to have a dark early espresso background to make it pop. And then we're going to add this and some ribbon. So let's put that together and I'll show you another one I did earlier. Is that the right one? No, that's the wrong one. This one with the shadow stamping, we will adhere. Had a oh, that one doesn't fit. Okay. We will quickly trim it even though it's got some glue on it. So I'm going to, okay, this is what we're going to do. We are going to wipe our glue off so it's not sticky. Grab my trimmer. I should have used the other piece. So I need it at 9.2. I'm going to take a tiny bit off each side to make it even. 9.2. Whoops, that is stuck there. That's not good. Now, if it gets sticky like this, I can use my isopropyl alcohol to clean it. I think I need to trim it as well. So in case you're wondering, the size I'm making is 9.2 by 13.5. I think it's similar to what I did last week. Now we are going, let's check first. And it just gives a slight subtle white. So do you ever do that? Have it the wrong size? I guess one should check before one glues. All right, there we go. I can move it, adjust it slightly. I'm going for that bigger border around it. That way you get to see the early espresso color coming through. Like so. Is it opening the right way? Wouldn't that be bad? Okay, there we go. And then we're going to put this down here. I kind of want to cover that join aspect. Going to use some ribbon. This was around last year. It is called the... Oh, I can't see what it's called. Where's English? Irregular weave trim. So I find the best way to put ribbon on is to get some tape and adhere it to the back of my sentiment first. And then afterwards, I'll add my embellishment. Not embellishments, dimensionals. All right. So, oh, lots of you joining today. That's so cool. What have we got? The white behind it, yep, makes the leaves pop. It does, yes, having that white behind the, with the white ink. All right. So let's put that like so. And we're going to put it there. Maybe I could have done that slightly higher, but that's okay. Right, a couple of dimensionals. I don't know about you, but do you use up all the bits? I'm going to. Definitely. I find not to put it onto the ribbon so much, otherwise it tries to lift it off. So I'm just going to put it either side. And then we'll put that sort of about there like so. There we go. Then, of course, I need to add my embellishments, which are our faux bronze pentagon, 5-sided little embellishments. Let's go for one here, and then that can kind of fill in that space. All right, so a fairly simple card, but I think that looks quite cool. Do you like that? So let me show you the other one I did beforehand and see what you like. All right, and it goes the opposite way as well. So a few variations. So this, we'll start with this one here. So this is what we did in coffee and cards. So I used the note cards, so we have to have a white base. So that's why I put it on the early espresso to make it pop. And then I stamped it, obviously a bit smaller. My punch is also a little bit smaller. That's a 1 3/4. So this is what we've just made. So similar thing, obviously we've got a bit more, you know, space around. That's the other thing I did on this one. I sponged it with Crumb Cake. Can you kind of see the top? A bit of sponging there, which looks quite nice. I can't really do it now because of the white. But yeah, that's something else you can do, sponge the edges. And then, yeah, so this one is both stamped on the Crumb Cake, so the white stands out. This is basic white with a slight matting there, just 3 mils on a espresso base. This one here, I don't have quite a bigger border of the white, but I've got espresso and then onto white. So which do you like? The darker base, yeah. It does make it pop more. I agree, Joanne. It does look quite good with the darker base. So that's the thing. You can make a card, play around, try different things and see what you like. But I definitely like this technique with stamping with the white first and then your color. Now with the white, you'll see here it says that it's a, well, pigment ink. It does tend to kind of dry up as well. When you buy it, it's an empty ink pad and you get a bottle. So today before I used it, I inked it up before I used it, just because it dries up more than your other ink pads. But it's cool because you get both and you can easily ink it up. So that's really good. Now, I thought I would have a play with some other colors. So I'm going to quickly show you what I did and then we'll do one together, if I can find my examples. Now, they're not necessarily completed cards, but I'll just show you. So this is Balmy Blue. So I've done the shadow stamping on this by doing it kind of the opposite way. I've done my full color first and then stamped to the side, and it's very subtle. Is it focusing? I'm not sure, but there is a slight shadow. Same ink pad, just I've stamped it and then stamped off. What I think is really stunning is this one. Do you like this? Isn't that cool? So because I have used white, I've then used a Secret C. So I can't really have a Secret C card base unless I introduce another color behind. And I haven't added embellishments yet. I had a little play before my live and I didn't have a chance to grab some embellishments. So let me quickly show you how I did both of those. I won't make a complete card. I'll just show you how I did it. And then, yeah, it gives you an idea. So I need to cut my pieces again. So we're going to go love my trimmer. Do you like your trimmers? I will use my mat again because it's a big stamp. All right, so we need to make sure our stamp is clean first, which it isn't. It's still got old olive on it. So I'm going to give it a clean. And we will go for the Balmy Blue first. I'll show you that one. It is quite subtle, the Balmy Blue. So a bit harder to see. So it depends, you know, what effect you want. All right. I thought we were frozen for a second. You're still here with me, so that's good. Okay, we are going to go this angle. What did I do on the other one? I went the other way. Oh, let's go this way. Okay, so full strength. Then it's actually easier to see when you line up with this. I can see some actual old olive in between. Line it up. Can you see? Whoops. Much easier to see this than the white one. And I need to check maybe I'll make it a little bit more noticeable this time. Still very, very hard to see. But it is there. Okay, let's clean up. And you'll see it in the Secret C. Definitely visible in that. Now, I don't know about you, but because of the dark colours, it's easy to mix these up because you think, that's not white, it's black. But all right, so this is Secret C. Definitely see that one. Just wipe the bottom of the stamp so we don't get ink everywhere. Which way was I going to go? This way. I don't know. Let's try one this way and see. That one. And lift it up. Now, can you see it as I place? You can kind of decide how much of a shadow you want. I'm checking up here and down there. Oops. Oh, we'll try that. I think I've gone a little bit higher. Ooh, look at that. Isn't that awesome? I like it. It's probably a little bit more than this one, but again, it gives that dimension. We could sponge around the edges if we wanted, although that could be quite dark. We want a circle punch. I'm just going to punch it out first and then stamp my thank you. Sorry about the noise. Find my thank you and stamp it in Secret C. One of my favorite colors at the moment. Look at that. Awesome. So then you can play around with what you want to do. Like if you want to put it on Secret C or whatever, add your ribbon and add your sentiment. I did sponge that a little bit so that it stands out. Isn't that cool, that shadow technique? But I particularly like it when it's with that white background. What's your favorite? Right, yeah, lots of people liked the card I did with the darker base. I agree. I think that's quite stunning. So there you go. So obviously these are bigger cards. And then the coffee, and so that's all big ones. The coffee and card one, which is quite nice to have a nice little card sometimes. The little smaller one. So there you go. Wonderful. Now I'm going to give you a little bit of a sneak peek of a class that I'm doing at the moment. So my normal monthly classes start in February, and I decided for my launch of the new catalogue this month, I'm doing like a launch class, which is a little bit different to what I've done before. And we're actually making a box. So I haven't really done a box before. So I know some of you are coming. I did it this morning, and I've also got a class Friday night and Sunday afternoon. So a couple of spaces left if you're interested. So this is the box. So I've used the class is all to do with the nature walk suite. So I like with this box the way that you've got the lid, a little bit shorter than that, so you get to see underneath as well. So I've used the new Secret C open woven ribbon, and then opens up like this. Just take that out. There we are. So this is designed to fit some cards and envelopes. So I can put these cards in along with some envelopes, and then I haven't got any envelopes here, but you can put them in, put the lid on, put my ribbon on, and you could give it to someone. So we're also making a couple of cards to go with it that involve this paper and the suite. So I don't want to give too much away. Have I got them here? They seem to, maybe I'm not meant to show you because I can't quite find them anyway. But yes, so if you're coming, you'll get to make a box like this. Now I will show you, and there's a template you can use, so you can make a box to fit whatever. So let's say you want to give a punch to someone, you could learn how to make a box that would fit a punch. Now punch is quite heavy, so but yeah, so whatever you have, you can adapt it, use the template to make a box to fit whatever you had, up into this, not huge because we don't have paper that big. So that's something a little bit different for my class. Now I'd like to know, now not everyone's local, so not everyone can come locally, but if you are further afield, would you be interested in an online class to do with this for the box? And then we do a spritzing technique and 2 cards, and then another card that will coordinate with the nature walk suite. If you're interested in that, let me know. Okay, very good. All right, well, thank you for the lots of comments. Now there's a few things to let you know before we finish. Let me just go through a few reminders. Move these out the way. So would you believe we're coming towards the end of January? So we've got bonus days. A few days left of this. It goes until the 2nd of February. So until Monday. So every $110 you spend, you get a $11 coupon. And then you can use that from the 3rd of February through to the end of February. So you can get something and then save for later. If you liked the Fabulous Sayings stamp set, I was worried at one stage that it sold out, but as far as I know, it's still available at the moment. If you like this stamp set, if your order is $150 or more, you can order it and it only costs $11. So that is a pretty good deal. $11 for this stamp set with all these sentiments. So that is very cool. Now, last week was the virtual card retreat, and I know a couple of you did that, so that's great. I didn't do it because over the same weekend was a business building training retreat, so I did that. But I have done the scrapbooking retreat in the past. So if you think, oh, I didn't do it, but I'd like to, you can still sign up for it, get the kit, and then you get access to the class. Then you can watch it at your own time. Do a card or two a day or a couple a week or something like that. So you can take part. It's $347 while they've got enough kits. Now, one other thing I'm going to show you, I'm just going to grab something from next door, if I can without pulling my microphone, is the paper share. So this is what a paper share looks like. Hopefully I haven't. Can you still hear me? Haven't undone myself. So here's a list of the different papers it includes. So I include the codes and prices and then the colors so you know what colors coordinate. And then you get a sample of all these different packs from the mini and also from the online exclusives. So there's only one that's a 6x6 this year. And so you get, so here is what it is and the colors that are used, and then you can, how can we flick through it? In this particular pack, you actually get 2 of each, and you can kind of see what colors and things are involved. I'm not going to do it with everyone. So like for this one here, the beach, most of them, you get 6 pages, and it's a half a sheet. So you can kind of see the colors there. Can you see that? And then often the other side's a bit more neutral and things. So you've got things like the beach boardwalk, cute as a bug. That's cute with all the different bugs and things. This coordinates with some dies as well. We've got an Easter set. Now this one's actually thicker. I don't know if you can see the sparkle with the gold. We have the lovely and beautiful. So if you like flowery, this one's also got gold and things in it for Valentine's Day, or let someone know you love them, made with love. Lots of reds and pinks and different colors in this one. We have mixed up patterns. So this is kind of can go with a variety of things, different colors from different other packs and stuff. This one you'll recognize, what I just showed you before, the Nature's Walk. One of those is what I use from the box. So lots of blues and greens, and that must be the one there that we just used. Browns, neutrals. This one here is just 3. It's a thicker one, and it's a specialty paper. Can you see those? Square. So this one's got lots of squares. You can use them in different ways on scrapbooking or card pages, that kind of thing, and very sort of neutral on the back. Splash of color, different. This is quite cool. Different. Need to come over this way a bit more. Different colors. So I do all the hard work. I cut it all out, sort it out, label it for you, send it to you. So I've already sent out a couple of groups. So most of them are on their way out. I've just got a couple more to send once I've got a courier bag for them, which I'm waiting to arrive. This is nice. This is shimmer paper. So this paper share closes on Sunday. I'm looking for a couple of other people to join a group. So if you've been wondering about it, then you could take part. Now, after planning it all, I missed the textured... Uh-oh, what's happened? Oh, no, we're back. I missed the textured paper that was actually part of the suite, so I forgot to include it. So I've given you a little sample so you can feel and see what it's like as well. Oh, that one's got 2 notes. That was nice of me. Very good. So if you want to take part, I will put up a link soon on the page. And there's the option of ribbon and coordinating cardstock if you like as well. So it's $96 for all the paper. So reach out to plus shipping. So let me know if you're interested in that. Cool. So just to recap, bonus days, we've got a few days left. Order $110 or more, and you'll get an $11 coupon, well, for every $110 you spend. Remember the fabulous saying, product of the month while stocks last, only $11 for a $150 order. If you didn't sign up for the card retreat and wished you had, you can still take part. And last few days to sign up for my January shares and my class or launch class with the box and other cards and things. A couple more classes Friday night, Sunday afternoon if you want to come, or let me know if you're interested online. And here are the cards that we did today with our shadow stamping technique. So if you've got white ink, have a go of it with maybe on Crumb Cake or something lighter color. If not, try this kind of technique with one of your stamps. It's more like a stamping off technique, but it gives that shadow effect as well. Awesome. Uh-oh, look what I've done. Just as well, this is plastic. I left my ink pad open and we got ink, so I will have to clean that. At least it's not on a card. Moral to the story, when you finish with the ink pads, close them. All right. Very good. Let's move that away. That's very red, very bright. Cool. All right. Well, thank you for... come back to me. Awesome. So thank you for joining me today. I appreciate you being here. Hope you learned something new, was inspired. And that was a technique that I started at Coffee and Cards. And Coffee and Cards is coming up next week. For those that are local, my regular Tuesday classes, 2 sessions, and then also the Thursday one. So if you are interested in coming, do let me know. And other classes at home in February, and then extravaganza in March. So if you have any questions, do let me know. If you're watching on YouTube and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel so you can be notified of other lives and things. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, I will see you next week. Thanks for watching. Bye.